There's been a ton of hype around these new autofocus updates from Fujifilm, and they just released the second batch, including the GFX100S II. So obviously I am super excited about that. And I've been doing a few tests and I'd love to show you what I found so far. So if you've been following along with this channel, you know I did a video on the GFX100S II, specifically on the autofocus. The first portion included human eye autofocus tests, which it performed exceptionally well for slow moving humans in really dimly lit environments. And this main portion of the video really included the new subject detection, specifically animal eye autofocus, and obviously because I have 2 dogs. And ultimately, I found that the performance was, it's definitely better than not having pet, we'll call it pet, eye autofocus, but it wasn't great. I found that if any of my dogs were kind of sitting or lying down, not moving their head too fast, the autofocus was great, and you could worry about composing the shot versus worrying about manually focusing on an eye or something like that. Any shots where my dogs were in motion, the autofocus results were not phenomenal. So I have 2 dogs. My first dog, Duncan, my first dog, Chief, he's the white dog. He moves kind of fast. And my second dog, Duncan, he moves a bit slower. In that first video, you can get photos in focus of him walking, and it would lock on the eye. With Chief, there was no hope because he just moves too fast. The first set of tests I did was basically just updating the camera. I didn't modify any of my settings. I just updated the camera and I wanted to see what would happen. So right off the bat, first shot I take, did not set it to burst. We got focus. Pretty solid. But then I did a few tests of slow walking, didn't really get anything in focus. And, anything moving fast, no luck at all. And again, Chief coming inside. He's moving pretty slow, but no focus there. We did get a shot of him standing here. I think he was about to shake. He's cold. And we did hit one. Then he started to come inside, no focus, hit focus on the next, but did not get any other sort of focus. Duncan just kind of moving slow, no focus. And we're using the GF55 here. Next was inside, right here, and I just turn around, take a couple pictures of Chief on the floor, and we got focus 3 times. It was set to burst, forgot, nailed it. Cool. Next, just standing there, missed the first 2, got the second one. Solid, but nothing here is too different from before. Not nailing focus, he's coming inside, moving a little fast, no luck. I know it's medium format, but I was hoping for some updates. Here he's moving really fast. We did hit focus, but not where we wanted it, right? So that was the first day. Then what I did was I changed the autofocus settings. I'll show you what I did real quick. Obviously, I have it set to zone. I typically use zone, and I typically use AFC. So what I did was I went in here and I just changed the tracking and the speed sensitivity, cranked it up to basically 11. And I also set the performance to boost autofocus. So now if we take a look at the second round with these settings, zooming in, first scene, we got a 4 burst shot, and zooming on in, we can see that the focus is pretty solid. We just need these files to load because they're compressed. But yeah, overall, this is way different, and I really couldn't get Chief in focus before. So this is pretty exciting. And a lot of times when you shoot this, you will get that ghost focusing where the box, you look at the screen, you see the box lock on the eye, but in post, it doesn't load. So this is solid, 3 shots, 4 shots in a row, locked focus, not bad. We do have some of these where he's just shaking, not in focus, but then we have these shots. So he basically starts out walking, then we got another set of burst shots. We'll just check the focus on this one. Yeah, locked focus, super solid. And we just have another burst sequence. I'm not gonna go through this whole thing, but we could see on first press, and he's just standing here. So this was just a pretty basic shot. Again, if we just zoom in, pretty surefire guarantee to lock focus on just a standing shot. But overall, I'm pretty happy with these results. We have some shaking around, which we did get 1 shot in focus. It's a little rough, but you know, for shaking around, not bad. Then we just have the stereotypical shots of him running towards the door like I've done, and we have nothing in focus. I did one of Duncan, locked focus the first time, kind of, it's passable, but then, you know, a lot of these are just out of focus. Another shot of Chief just kind of roaming around, and first shot, locked focus here, pretty solid, and missed the second, got the third. Sometimes it hits the eye that's not in the front. Still, technically speaking, you know, we locked focus, locked it on the last shot, and then we got like a all-out sprint. No luck here, and no luck here as well. So all those shots are pretty similar to what I did in the first video, and if you did watch that, you would know the success rate is much better for dogs in motion, without a doubt. The hit rate is substantially better. Let me show you this next portion, which covers a project I'm working on. I suspect you all will see it kind of soon. But nevertheless, this time I set up a makeshift studio in my basement. It's not the brightest setup in the world, and obviously I'm not using flash. I'll show you a bunch of shots where first Chief, I just had him sitting down, and then I did a bunch of action shots. Those are the magic shots. If we take a look here, you know, standard shots like this, right, where he's just sitting there, and Chief is a phenomenal dog model. He will just sit there for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it takes. He will do it, no questions about it. And obviously I'm using the 110 here. So as you can see, nails focus. I mean, these shots are pretty straightforward when he's just standing there. We know we're gonna lock focus. Another shot like this, locked focus, a closer up shot, locked focus. Absolutely love this shot. Locked focus here. Took another additional angle. Pretty sure we locked focus. Yep, locked focus, locks focus. We talked about this before. No real surprise here. But the crazy shots are the jump shots. And if we look at these, if we scroll through, right? Red, obviously not in focus, yellow in focus. The hit rate is pretty high. Especially considering when I did this last time, the hit rate was very low for anything in slight motion. I'm gonna just basically show you a few of these where, you know, sometimes just no luck when he does a jump, but we do land it at the end. Some of these just hits it. And this is like, I'm cranking the ISO a little bit, it's dimly lit, so it's not gonna be like the sharpest eye focus, but this stuff was pretty impressive. Like if we look at this jump, so out of focus from the start, or we got focus, maybe a little focus here. Jumping up, got focus. And then of course, the final shot, got focus. It's just a little bit of like motion blur from the shutter. But overall, I mean, some of these shots, pretty amazing. Let's just zoom on in. You know, again, the shutter was not high enough, but I did the best I could. And I mean, we got a little bit of motion blur there, but overall, these are the higher ones I rated. I think we got focus on the other eye. I hate when it does that. But nevertheless, I mean, this is just straight up out of a GFX. Look at this. He's just vertical in the air, locked focus. Going for that treat, locked focus. Standing up, I think there's no eye to get in this, but I thought it was a cool shot. Another jump shot. This one's a little grainy, but pretty cool shot. And let's keep going. Got to focus on this one. Another jump shot, one more shot. Let's see what we got. I think the more focus on the ears. Just jumping on here to do a really quick update of what I found with the autofocus. And I promise you, I could not get in focus shots like that with the, you know, original autofocus it came with, or the first bump, whichever it was. So let me know if you have had similar results with the 100S II. Let's talk in the comments. If you have any recommendations for settings also, please let me know. I'm happy to try them again. And if there's a ton of recommendations, I'll try it out. I'll make another video and upload it for you guys. So with that being said, subscribe if you are not already, and I'll catch you in the next video.